Hey guys, what's going on? It's Chris back at it with another video. I know this seems like a fucking lazy ass video. I'm gonna be cursing the entire time because I just really don't care. But I filmed this video like 3 attempts and they've all been over 30 minutes. So I'm gonna keep it right at like 10 or 12 minutes just because I don't want to leave y'all hanging for too long. This is just kind of a handgun rant in general and kind of what's been going on in the market in general. So the first topic, obviously, I have a lot of new friends, people I know that are getting their first firearm. I get asked a lot, you know, what should I buy? You know, from both male and female. Kind of the do's and don'ts for me, kind of the route I took. I made some mistakes, so I'm going to try to help you guys avoid the same ones I made. So, a little backstory with me and handguns. I started shooting around the age of like 10. I don't count, you know, BB guns or air guns. Obviously, that was gun safety and stuff like that. That was imprinted on me. Cool. Really fun as a kid, popping, you know, Coke cans. Really cool with the Red Ryder. I felt like a cowboy. But the first handgun I ever shot was well, there's 2 guns. First, my dad's, you know, old school police issue Colt M4. He bought it at an academy back in the day for like $1,500, way over fucking priced, but it is what it is there. And then my first handgun I, you know, shot was also when he bought the Colt. He bought the Glock 22. I believe it was a Gen 4 at the time, because Gen 4, or it may have been a Gen 3, one of the two. I think it was a Gen 4 Glock just because it had the Gen 4 frame on it, and you know, it was also in 40 Smith & Wesson, so that's cool as well. You know, it was not the best handgun to get behind as a first shooter. I would always recommend like 22 long rifle or 9mm, especially small kids. I get some guys are like, well, I got my kid shooting so-and-so. Cool. Not cool, because if you stick a 308 bolt gun in your 10 or 12-year-old's hands, you're a fucking dickhead. You know, there's plenty of time for that shit to become obsessed and spend all your fucking paycheck on this shit. Kind of also gun ownership wise, my first gun was an AR pistol that I kind of built. You know, I bought it, you know, private sale, lower. I was like, you know, because you can, in the state of Texas too, you can own a handgun and be in a possession of handgun from the age of 18 to 20. You just can't buy one through a dealer. You can get gifted one or purchase one via private sale. I bought a lower off a buddy of mine that was already kind of complete, and then I bought an upper, and that was kind of like my first little AR pistol there. But my first handgun I actually purchased was a Canik. And here's why I really want to emphasize not making the same mistakes I did. I was working, you know, 35 hours a week at Walmart at the time, something like that. I fucking was making maybe $800, $900 paychecks every 2 weeks. And I said, fuck, I don't want to splurge all my money. You know, at the time, I was more so like, let's get the cheapest thing and see if it runs. And, you know, it ran. I had no problems with the Canik. I ended up selling it 3 years down the line just because I never used it. But that wasn't the best purchase for me. I think a $350 handgun, especially from Turkey, it's not that, you know, Turkey's making these or any kind of Turkish companies. It's a Walther clone. You know, don't make that mistake of buying a clone or something that's built after something else, like a PSA dagger. That should definitely not be your first gun. An OEM factory gun from a reputable manufacturer should be your first gun. Don't be a fucking loser. Save your money. The world's not going to end tomorrow. I know everyone's in a panic whenever shit happens, or there's a panic, you know, of buying, but I'm a true believer in nothing really happens. So just cool it down. Cool it down, you guys. Kind of in what's the main rotation, I'm missing my Glock 34 here. That is just Brunel slide. That's like my one I kind of kitted out. I turned the Glock 22 into that because that was gifted to me when I was 21. Now, kind of an overview of what I got here on the table. Obviously, I went over, got a Canik, and then the next gun I actually purchased was some also stupid stuff that I 100% regret buying. It was a Lone Wolf dagger frame. So at the time, still, I was now working at F1 Firearms in Spring, Texas. You know, I was making a bit decent money, but I was just reckless and bought a bunch of cheap shit. Don't make the same mistake I did, you guys, because this is a Lone Wolf frame with a PSA dagger slide. Cool. Only thing is, PSA uses crappy screws. Stripped it, got stuck in there. I'm a fucking idiot, I guess. I don't know. The slide quality's alright. It's whatever. To be honest, I'll throw that on the table there. Yeah, that frame is cool, but they've made newer frames, but the mag wall, I don't know if you guys can see that here. You see that click, it moves. That fucking pisses me off. Don't do that either. So first gun I'm always going to recommend to people is either something like a Glock 19. Obviously, I switch my lights around, so whenever I'm carrying these, they do have lights on. You know, I only carry one gun at a time anyway, so I just have them on the CZs because I'm a Czech guy now, apparently. Or Glock 45 MOS Gen 5. I will always recommend the Gen 5, one, for the front serrations, and two, I like the frame better with no finger grooves, and then that little flared magwell bit. I thought about buying a third-party magwell for this, but at the end of the day, I kind of just thought, well, it's pretty okay for me flared there. So cool. The Glock 19, obviously this one's a little tricked out. OEM frame with like a Shadow Systems trigger. Everything else is OEM in the frame. Reptilia, right here, Reptilia magwell. I will warn you, they make the same magwell for the Gen 3 or 4. You have an insert for the Gen 3, and then Gen 4 it goes right in. I will say though, I did have to Dremel this to work with Gen 5 mags. I do run all Gen 5 mags, even in Gen 3 and 4. Some people say they work, some people say they don't. They do, it just, base plates are a bitch sometimes. So as you can see, I had to do some ghetto Dremel work in there. It's not too bad, you can't tell anything from the outside. Really cheap, it was like 12 bucks or something. I don't know, I got it from work. And then right here, we have the CZs, obviously. So I spent enough time with Glock the past 2-3 years. I'm only 25, so by the time, I was like 22 when I started buying actual OEM Glocks. I went and bought this Glock 45 MOS. This was my first stock Glock that I actually purchased myself. But what I will say is, Glocks are awesome. You should always have a Glock. Double stack is supremacy. I get it, people love their 43Xs and their 48s. Cool, man, not for me. I'd rather just have a 20 stick with, or 20 Glock 26 with a big stick and be able to share magazines with the bigger guys here. So that would be cool. That's probably going to be my next purchase. Just going to throw a huge ass acro on there and call it a day. Concealed carry gut. This has Swamp Fox cracking, super solid dot. People shit on Swamp Fox. Those guys are the homies. Don't diss the homies at all. They make a really good product at a good price point. They're a huge reason why red dots are going on more handguns. You know, there's a lot of companies to thank for that, but especially in the price range, you know, they got a huge responsibility in that. So give a good shout out to them. All those guys are amazing. Definitely go check their optics out. Their scopes are fucking fantastic for the price, especially. The eye relief and clarity is super good, and they have huge magnification range. So that's my little bit. I'm not sponsored by Swamp Fox. Those guys have just, you know, hooked the homie up, and I always support those guys. They're out of Denver, Colorado, so really cool guys. And then I got kind of bored of Glocks, because I'm like, okay, I got a 19, 45. I may pick up a 17 just so I can get a stamped 17, since they're going to be discontinuing those. Maybe, I don't know. They're still selling them in California, because in California, Gen 5s aren't on the roster, I believe. Maybe now they are. I don't know. But what I will say is 26 and a 17, and then I kind of have the whole double stack 9mm gang. Or I just get a 47 instead of a 17. That's kind of cooler. What I will say is I wanted to get into something that was relatively not over $2 a gun, maybe max out $2. I didn't want a staccato either. Everyone has a staccato. Those have been having QC problems lately too. They're not hand fitted. It's not STI, so that fucking blows. I wish I was born like 10 years earlier so I could have bought a STI when they were still going on, age gap shit, and by the time, you know, staccato was already rolling the ball. So, I went with CZ. The first gun I bought was the P07. Like I said, this is a rant, so it's going to have right here, as you can see, it's going to be ported there. 4 ports. Slideworks Engineering did this whole thing. So, funny story about this guy, and this is why I fucking hate the industry sometimes, especially how companies plan out their purchasing or sending out, is that I bought this gun, I think in June of this year. Yeah, it was June, right before June, before my dad's retirement. June, I bought this at the beginning, and then at the beginning of July, they announced this bad boy, which is the P09 Nocturne series. They got rid of the P07 name, but it's just the P09C Nocturne or the F. I got the F because full-size guns are fucking king, and I already have my carry gun here, which is this P07, so I was locked in and ready to go. Alright, so this is also going to have a Swamp Fox Justice 2 on it, really big window. As you can see, it is absolutely ginormous in there, you guys. I don't even know, is mine, how fucking, my dot is fucking not showing up here. And there we go. It's super fucking bright, actually, now that I think about it. So there is a dot somewhere in there. It's there. Really good. Yeah, this gun is literally runs like a little 2011. It's weird. It's super cool. I can run the big boy mags in it as well. I mean, I can test it here right now. So my other CZ mag from this bad boy, the steel frame, does fit in here. Locks back, everything like that. So there is that too. So that's the benefit of that. And then I got an SP01 too recently. I think I got this in August or September. Super dope. I always wanted one of these with the tack rail. You know, I wish I could still buy an Omega SP01 from, you know, Battlefield 4 days. That'd be super based if they came out with another version kind of like that, to where it was like its own little different thing. Had the threaded barrel, its own sights only for that model. It looked super dope back in the day, and they came in like a gray coating or something, like Cerakote maybe, or some nickel plating. I don't know, whatever they came in, but kind of the duality of, man, here you've got Glocks, you've got CZs, kind of two different things. What I will say now is, since this is a rant, I love my striker fires, and I'll always love and keep buying Glocks every time there's a new generation. But I'm turning slowly into the double single action guy, just because, I don't know, it's just cooler. I like having a decocker. That's pretty sweet. Fuck a safety. If you guys have a fucking safety on your CZs, you picked the wrong fucking model. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. It's just how it is. If you have a fucking safety on your gun, I don't know. I don't believe in safeties on guns, to be quite honest. Your safety should have to do with your training, the holster you use, being good quality, and not being a jackass and knowing how to use your firearm and not doing stupid shit with it. You know, the gun will not go off, especially with the Glock, unless you press the trigger. Trigger goes boom. Something like this, though, double single action, you do have the safety of that decocker, right? Because still, it won't fire from this position even if it hits the firing pin. But also, on top of that, you're going to have to do a full revolution on that, you know, that trigger's going to have to come all the way back. So you do have that as well. That's kind of your little safety barrier there, because sometimes hammers can be forced down bad QC guns. They're not supposed to, but shit can happen. But I'm turning slowly into a double single action guy. I like the slimmer nature of these. It is, like, let's just compare though. I don't know if you can tell in the video. The Glock is just a little thicker. I know this may look thicker because of the goon tape, but it's not. The mags are skinnier. They're steel mags, so yeah. I mean, the duality of man here is, or the fucking main point of the situation is, just don't buy a fucking SIG. If you own a 320 or 365, sell that motherfucker now to someone who, take advantage of someone, because those guns suck. If you want to run plus P in them, good luck, especially 365. I know somebody, I can put a picture on the screen here. They fucking blew up their fucking 365 with plus P ammo. If your gun can't run plus P, or at least NATO pressure 124, which is pretty close pressure to standard lower end plus Ps, then you shouldn't fucking own it. I've ran plus P in all of these. NATO pressure, you know, ball ammunition, pretty baller. So they run. A lot of people say they have troubles with this gun. I got a few questions on my last video. I can't get it to run. I don't know what to tell you, homie. Maybe you got a dud. Happens with every company. I haven't had a problem with this, and I've shot it quite a bit since I got it. I think I got that, like I said, in August or September, somewhere around there. So yeah, this is just a giant fucking rant. Don't be a loser and buy a, you know, fucking SIG. Walther and HK are cool, you know. HK just has really old shit. You're either going to get a USP that's double stack 9, or you get a 40 or 45. Or if you get a VP9, cool. They really haven't updated it in a long time. And then they're coming out with a ridiculous, like, $7.99, you know, carry gun that's absolutely ridiculous. And it's just like, okay, buy a Glock 19. Don't be a weirdo. Learn how to carry bigger guns. Conceal under your clothing. I'm telling you, it's worth it. You know, you can conceal a Glock 34 if you really try, and you don't care about your nuts. Bingo. So it's like a hydraulic press on those motherfuckers. But the other thing that I want to get into as well is, stay away from brands like Canik and stuff like that. You know, I know I'm a YouTube reviewer, and you're probably like, oh, why wouldn't you want to work with those companies? I'm not a fucking shill. Nobody's paid me yet. So, I mean, you want to pay me to review stuff, or, you know, or you want to give me free product to review, good. I love breaking things. Let me try to break it. So, don't buy any of the mainstream. I'm not even going to suggest you go buy a CZ. I'm just going to say, go Glock, right? Glock will probably fill the majority of your needs if you're just gonna buy 1 or 2 handguns. I got in a CZ because I think they're cool as fuck and they're dope. The customization of them, you can get them Cajun Gunworks, Primary Machine, MK3 Firearms. They do a whole bunch of custom work on these. I've been obsessed in the YouTube histories, just literally watching the same videos of MK3 Firearms, just literally going through CZs. It's a fucking addiction. That guy needs to stop. I'm gonna call the police on him because now I am addicted to their videos on that stuff. They do really good work. Yeah, I'm not going to shill for the CZ here real quick. I'd love to work with CZ. CZ, if you want to send me that new P10C in all FDE Cerakote with a threaded barrel and optics cut, please do. I would absolutely love that. I just like CZs because they're double single action. They're not for everyone. Some people don't like the trigger. Some people will prefer Glock style striker fire trigger. Cool with me. Alright, but you can use these magazines. You know, Glock is cool because you can get a whole bunch of parts for them. But yeah, guys, this is just kind of my stupid little rant I did. If you guys want to dispute anything in the comments, please just go ahead. I won't get butthurt, and unfortunately, I'm probably going to clap back with, you know, you're stupid, get out of here. I'm just kidding. You guys aren't stupid. But you guys have different varying opinions, so I'd like to know what you guys think. I guarantee you I'm going to get some Smith & Wesson people in the comment section. They're like, it's the best thing ever. Cool. I have buddies that have those too. Not impressed. Sorry. I just don't like their grips, the texture, the slides are wonky to me. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. These two, you know, CZ and Glock feel right for me. If you guys got any questions, just let me know down below. I'm trying to keep this under fucking 30 minutes like I did the first one. But definitely just trying to help you guys out, you know, selecting process. I would definitely go buy, if you're going to buy CZ, first one you should buy is a P10. I skip to the double single action stuff. If you're not going to get a Glock and you need one handgun, get the P10C. Mags are readily available. They come optics cut now. They have way better triggers than Glocks out of the box and very similar design. So there's that as well. And if you are going to buy a Glock, go ahead and buy a 19 for your first one. And then, I don't know. I mean, I say that because it's most popular and females may watch this. I don't know. I don't fucking have females in my life. So, I wouldn't fucking know. I need to look at analytics. Probably not. But what I will say is, this is what I recommend for the average person for different size hands and stuff. But, if you got fucking meatball hands or meat cleavers like me, you know, we're getting in the gym, we're getting thicker here. Anything, but my hands have always been thick. I like the 45 MOS just because it has a full-size grip. Compact slide. You can throw the TLR7A that's on here there. So that is a cool thing to have. So if you guys have any questions, like I said, let me know down below. If you guys want to talk shit, argue, let's have at it. All right. You guys have a fucking good night. Peace.